A teacher who inspired me was my freshman and sophomore year seminar teacher, Mr. Blazinski. He really pushed me in the right direction as to where I wanted to go to college, what I wanted to do in my life, and now that I'm a senior in high school, those two classes really helped me figure out how and what steps I'm going to take for the rest of my life. So for that, I thank Mr. Blazinski so much.
Somebody who's inspired me a lot has been Miss Wydrzynski. She's the choir director here at Liberty High School. Every single time I walk into her classroom, she just has like such a positive attitude. She is so dedicated to her job. It's so amazing what she does. And she's just like the kind of person that like I can go to whenever I have like a problem or just like a bad day, or just like if I feel like celebrating something, like she's someone that I can go to for anything.
I would say my fourth grade teacher, Mrs. Steinmiller. She was loving, caring, enthusiastic about being in the classroom, being with her students. She's just like the perfect example of a teacher. And a lot of the things that I do in my daily practice, I can trace it back to her.
So a teacher that really has inspired me and I really appreciate has been Jonathan Eyre. I was with him 3 years out of my high school career, and he really showed me what it meant to push myself and do things that I don't necessarily want to do, but showed the worth in it. And even to this day, as he's not my teacher, he still continues to push me and he inspires me, and he's a great support system.
Somebody that inspires me the most is probably Coach Landis. Just from 8th grade from now, he's just been a real role model to me, always there for me when I'm down, and he just understands me so well as a player and as a student.
A teacher who inspired me was Mrs. Leon at Governor Wolf. I would come in every day, all the lessons every day. She's teaching me how to be a better man and the man that I am now today at high school. She's prepared me for everything. I go back and I visit her as much as I can.
Someone who inspired me was Miss Fedoric. She's our ASL teacher, and I never thought I would get into a language. I've tried French, but I could never get it down, and ASL is just something I've grown to love.
A teacher that inspired me is Mrs. Howells from my middle school at East Hills. She was my cooking and sewing teacher, and after her class is when I started actually taking fashion design seriously, and I took a class here with Mrs. Fox, and it's become such an important part of my life, and even the way I dress and all the friends I have now all stemmed off of her.
Okay, so someone who inspired me was my 11th grade AP Language and Composition teacher, Mr. Tone. He was pretty scary in the beginning, which, was not the best. I was thinking about dropping the class, but then his constant character, he just changed, playing the Beatles every day, walking in. He was just a great man to be around. He really changed my perspective on life and college and stuff. He helped me a lot, so yeah.
Someone that inspired me was Ms. Rivera. I met her even before I went to high school. I was part of ESO program in the summer. She was the teacher, and she always pushed me to do my best, to learn English, to do better, to work on my vocab. So when I went to high school, I was able to take regular classes, and she was my teacher for my school to work program, where we are able to be hands-on with the patients in the hospital of St. Luke's in Fountain Hill, and it was an amazing experience.
Mr. Walesa, my freshman year history teacher, not only was he my history teacher, but he's also been my thon advisor all 4 years of high school. And not only was he a great teacher, but he put so much passion into everything he does, so it's just inspired me to do my very best no matter what it is.
So a teacher that inspired me back in elementary school was my first year teacher from James Buchanan, Mrs. Stein. She really pushed forward with me and helped me throughout high school and middle school, and especially through elementary school. She was the first teacher that challenged me and gave me extra hard work to work on, and then that helped me push through.
Coach John Truby, he inspired me. He gave me opportunity after opportunity to get better as a student and an athlete on the field. Freshman year was not the best for me, and he gave me leadway to come and be a better person, a better student in the classroom, and to be a better athlete.
A teacher that really inspired me is my ceramics teacher, Miss Ackerman. I had never done really anything art related before I took her class, and now I'm really active in the arts, and that's one of my favorite things to do, and it's really helped me find myself as a person throughout my high school career.
So growing up in the city of Bethlehem and going to school, kindergarten through 12th grade, I've had many teachers and or coaches impact me. I'd say the one who impacted me the most was teacher/coach Jody Karam of Liberty High School. Helped me get into college, helped me do the job I'm doing right now as a police officer, and I got to coach alongside him for the last 11 years before he retired last year.
Mrs. Myers is a very inspirational woman. She loves literature, and every single morning she's just very positive and brings positive energy, and I'll forever be appreciative of her bringing my love of literature.
Somebody who inspired me was Mr. Little. He was both my honors and AP Chem teacher. Every time I walk in, he's like, "Hey Delaney, what's up?" And it never felt like I was like in a boring class. It was like every day was different. He always challenged me, pushed me. There were times I was uncomfortable, but he kind of helped me get through it. And he's just, I don't know, he's just a great guy. Like he's living his passion, and I want to be doing something like what he's doing in his life.
When I came to United States, I could understand the English, but I didn't speak the language well. After 2 months, my dad passed away, and I went in depression. I go to Freedom High School, and Miss Karen Lynn and Mr. David Miller made the greatest difference in my academic life. I think I maintained my GPA just because of them. I really appreciate them. I love them. I will never forget them.